Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go for steps. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to reach, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The doggone body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The doggone body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the boss. Look at who we have here. We have our guy, special guest, Eric Vincent, a.k.a. E-Vinny, Clutch Points writer, beat reporter for the Detroit Pistons, pulling up to the show after this wild game. What a game. Guys, tonight's game was a late 9:30 start, and it's officially Tuesday morning, and here you guys are up with us to talk about this wild game. So we appreciate you guys for staying up with us to talk hoops. Boss, E-Vinny, what's the word after that game, man? What's the word?
I'm very proud of our guys. I'm very proud of our guys. There were a couple what ifs, but incredibly proud of our guys. And honestly, if I'm OKC, I'm not proud of this game. Yep. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, but also just for the guys that had to step up, really put on a show to go into overtime, was just incredible. So still very proud of our guys, and some of these guys, that haven't had a lot of minutes with us, got some very valuable minutes against a very tough team. Benefits us in the long run. So that's where I'm 100%.
At. E, I'll let your boy. What you see, man? What's your thoughts?
Man, overtime game. We got some overtime coverage here for you guys. I mean, there was a lot that happened tonight. Again, a loss is always tough, but a game like that, you don't hang your head down about at all. You took the champs to the wire, like Sarah said. There was pressure on them to take care of the business today. Like, there was no paper. I mean, there was no note or like anything that made sense for the Pistons to be in this game the way that they were. The fact that you were able to fight down as many starters as you were, no Cade, no JD, no Stu, Tobias, like all the guys that are missing, Asar fouling out, shorthanded, and you still made them sweat. If you looked at them towards overtime in the fourth quarter, they were nervous, trying to close this game out. So, you obviously want to be able to finish with the W right now. I don't know. I don't believe in moral victories, but if there's a game that you can go to sleep, proud on the loss, I think this is one of them for sure.
100%. Blackheart says, no Deuce Detroit. Yeah, we only do the Detroit basketball for the wins. So it came close. I thought I might get a chance to do it. Thought I might have a chance, but it's okay. So, guys, we'll see you guys in the chat. We're going to get to as many comments as we can. Y'all know the drill. If we miss your comment, repost it, caps lock, super chat, whatever you got to do to get our attention, go ahead and do that, and we will come to you. So, guys, if you missed tonight's game, it was a thriller, man. The Pistons, they fall short, just short to the OKC Thunder on the road in an absolute overtime thriller, 114 to 110. They dropped to, I believe, it's 54 and 21 now on the regular season. But this was an incredible game to watch. It was the first live watch that we've had with Vinny, so he's gonna have to come back if this is what's going to be some of the things to come.
Got
sure,
to,
bro.
Got to.
As,
that was a
as
really
far
good
as
time.
as far as the injury report, we went through that real quick. So the last time these two teams played over a month ago, guys, the Thunder set all their big guns. Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Hartenstein, they were all out. Tonight was kind of the invert because we had pretty much all of our big guns out. We were missing Isaiah Stewart with his MCL. Kate was out with his lung issue, but JD was also out with the right knee issue. Duncan Robinson was out with the right hip. Tobias with the left hip. So with so many guys out, the Pistons made a call to the Motor City Crews for some reinforcements. And guys like Chaz O'Neal, Tolu Smith, those guys got some run tonight, and they contributed in a major way. So on the Thunder side, they were missing Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jalen Williams. The starters for this game for the Pistons were Dennis Jenkins, Kevin Herter, Asar Thompson, Javonte Green, and Paul Reed. And guys, the poll is now live for the reason that you guys think we lost this game. So you guys go ahead and take off on that, and we will check back on that in a few minutes. So without further ado, guys, initial thoughts, man. And boss, I'm gonna swing it to you first. Initial thoughts. What did you see in this game that stood out to you? And no, it's a lot. It was a long game. But what did you see?
Yeah, I'll keep it, kind of short and simple. Basically, first half was just this team trying to figure out how to play with one another. These are lineups that we haven't seen a lot together. We had a lot of guys missing. So you could tell that some things were off. So a little bit of spacing was off. Some defensive rotations were off. Mm-hmm. And then some shooting was slow in the first. I predicted during our live that we would have a better second half, and we definitely did. Mm-hmm. So I'm very proud of what we did out there. A lot of these guys had genuine, substantial minutes for the first time, and like Tolu and other guys, just continued to play hard for their team. We had 6 guys in double digits. That's incredible. That's that's even incredible when we're fully healthy. I will say, I think one of the biggest letdowns was our free throw shooting, only because, we shot, let's look it up real quick. We shot, oh my goodness. We had 23 free throw attempts.
Yep.
Gilgeous-Alexander had 25.
By himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Insane. So that's a big key to the game right here.
Look, you can't look at Shea's game tonight and say that he's a bad shooter, that he can't shoot, that he only relies on fouls, because that's not it. But he definitely gets bailed out a few times, and that's a little bit frustrating to see. If we had made some more of our free throws, we could have been in it. But again, that's just the what if, should have, could have, would have. We don't know how the game would have gone after that. But we're very proud of our team overall. Like I said earlier, I just think that if I'm proud of the Pistons, and if I'm OKC, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Not proud of that win. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. E, what you got, bro?
What stood out to me was the defensive effort of this team. Offensively, they weren't great. You just spoke about the free throws. They got really cold, in overtime. Really wish Danish could have hit that last-second shot to close the fourth to win the game. But to me, I love the defensive adjustments that they made. I loved the way they sent 2 at SGA to get the ball out of his hands when he was cooking. The foul on Asar was terrible. I don't agree with it at all. That 6th foul that he got, where SGA just dribbles into him and just falls. Like I'm never gonna go for any offensive players that play basketball like that. And that was a good chunk of a lot of fouls that Asar got tonight. And in terms of just defensive execution, I think they did a really good job. B-ball Paul blocking some shots, grabbing some key rebounds after some misses that were chucked up by OKC. The Pistons did a good job of not allowing too many second chance opportunities for the reigning champs to capitalize on. We saw from Tolu Smith, and even outside of just the defense, the dirty work as well, grabbing offensive rebounds, giving themselves second chances on the other offensive end as well. A lot of guys put in a lot of great work to keep themselves in position to even have a chance to win this game, because they really realistically should not have been in that, but they made it happen. Ron, I think, did a good job, trying to fight off and stick to SGA the best he could. Wu did a really good job on some possessions. Asar, I think, did a really good job on some possessions.
Yep.
You know, obviously being in their home arena, they're going to get home cooking, and it wasn't for everything. I'm still shocked they gave SGA that offensive foul to close that fourth quarter. I did not expect that at all. Y'all saw me. My head was slumped. I was ready to walk off, and I heard Sarah's like, I'm like, wait, whoa, what happened? I was not expecting that at all. So
I saw the one arm, and I was like,
yeah, I thought I don't know what was going on, but listen, I love the way they adjusted to the adversity. They made other guys hit shots. They made it tough for SGA down the stretch. Hats off to them, man. I think JB did a really good job adjusting to the circumstances. The guys fought and played hard. Again, this is an A+ effort even without the W. I'm okay with it.
Exactly. 100%, bro. They can definitely hold their heads high for sure. Damadavi coming through per use. My dog says Mitchell had 6, McCain had 1, SGA had 25 attempts to our team's 23. We got to make free throws, but NBA, how are you supposed to stop SGA, Luka, or others, and you aren't allowed to guard them? Shea can score 30 with no free throws. He doesn't need help. That's something we've said about a lot of players in this league. Think about guys like Jalen Brunson, guys who don't need to do all the head whipping and all the foul baiting and things like that. It's not needed. It's not needed. And you saw late in this game, they just it was like a default. Oh, this game's close. Let's go get 2 free throws. Like it was just continuously over and over again. But for me, the last time these two teams played, the Thunder downed all their big guns. They battled all game long.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of size with Hartenstein and Chet out. They just played hard with who they had available. They relied on their depth, and they didn't stop playing into the final bell. That was all I wanted to see the Pistons do tonight, right? Asking the Pistons to beat the world champs without 4 to 5 starters on the road and missing also one of the best defenders. That's a big ask. That's a big ask, man. So with them being down so many guys, you got to lean all the way into who you are, lean into your defense. And I thought the Pistons did a good job of that, allowing 114 in overtime to the Thunder. Yeah, I'll take that. The Thunder at times just hit tough shots. They're the chance for a reason. They got a good team. They move the ball. They play in the half court. They play in transition. They got shooters. Defensively, they can switch guys. They rotate well. They get back in transition. They just play well together. They've been together for a while. They got chemistry. While at the same time, you got a Pistons team who's had a lineup out there, lineups that we haven't seen all year. Playing hard, playing together, trying to figure it out on the fly. So there were going to be mistakes against the champs. Some of these guys haven't had a lot of reps together. So for me, I would have been happy if this wasn't a blowout, if this was a single-digit loss, if we battled, and I'd have been perfectly fine with that. But to be in position to win this game, to be up 7 points with 3 minutes to go, I was saying to you guys earlier, like I was whatever happened, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I couldn't be any prouder of this basketball team despite all the things that were working against them. Y'all got anything on that? Boss, you muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
I got to add what you said and what Eric said too, just about even just our stocks. Pistons had 20 stocks to OKC's 15.
Yep.
Like our defense definitely outshined theirs. And to keep in regulation, to keep it under, or in the third quarter, keep it under 80, like this is a very impressive team. This is a team that relies on their 3-point shooting. They rely on their offense. They have very good defenders as well, but they're known for having a deep offensive a squad. So
yeah,
that I just have to reiterate Eric's point of like that the defense definitely just stepped it up, and especially without some of the guys out there, they really made it tough on OKC. And I do agree also with the fact that SGA got that last whistle, but it's also kind of like, but he pushes off every possession. So I don't want them to pick and choose when it's, convenient for views and convenient for that. I want them to hold them accountable, because you can't deny that he's a great player. His field goals, the shots that he were making, threes, mid-range, without calls, still clutch, still beautiful.
Yep.
And so it's just a bummer when it gets to that aspect. And I saw somebody, I think it was Devon, he said earlier that he said unpopular opinion, but the Pistons should get an unethical player. Because it's kind of like you got to adjust to the game. And it's something that you've said before too, Deuce, is like you've seen LeBron James adjust to the game in that aspect. You've seen other players adjust to that game. But we've seen our players try. We've seen our players try to sell. It doesn't look natural. When Cade tries to sell a foul, it doesn't look natural. It doesn't look right because they're able to they play basketball on their own terms. So definitely tough, a tough watch. I don't think it was a tough loss, but a tough watch.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of.
I totally agree. So before we go any deeper, I want to go to some quick numbers that we usually look at, boss, to kind of see if the Pistons play to their style. Let's start with the points in the paint. They lost that battle by 40-44. Paul Reed was our big and Total Smooth was our big. So minus Isaiah Stewart, minus Jalen Duren. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Fast break points, we lost that battle 9-15. That's never a great sign when we're single digits in fast break points. That means we're not playing our style as far as turning teams over and getting on transition. But the Thunder, we talked about it, guys. They're a great transition defensive team. They get back. The Pistons didn't have a lot of easy opportunities when they were trying to push off misses. The Thunder just recover where they get back. They don't allow you to get behind them defensively. So I thought that was understandable. It's not a good sign, but it's understandable. Rebounding battle, 46-42. The Pistons won. It's pretty good. Assists, 30-17. 30-17 for the Pistons. That's great. That's great. Against a good defensive champion team in the Thunder without 4 of your 5 starters that have 30 assists means you're getting it done together. Stocks, boss mentioned it, 20-15. That's a good sign. Free throws. The Thunder shot 88%. The Pistons shot 52%. The Thunder shot 28 for 32 from the line. The Pistons shot 12 for 23. To me, that was the biggest difference in the game. We always say, boss always says they're free. Like, it's great to get a team in the bonus and to get guys in foul trouble. But what do you do when you get there? And that's something the Pistons have done a great job of lately, is knocking down their free throws. But you can't go 50% from the line and expect to beat a team who gets a fairly pretty good whistle. It's just not going to happen. So that was the only negative for me in this game, was just the free throw shooting. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they were gassed. They were playing hard all game, right? But at the same time, you got to take advantage. You can't miss that many if you really want to try to win this game. But despite that, they were still in the game. Lastly, turnovers, they had 16. They forced 18 on the Thunder. So I thought that was actually pretty good as well. Go ahead, E. Get in there, bro.
That's something else that stood out to me. Like, there was some passes that they got away with, and a lot of those passes that they were throwing in the second half, they had no business throwing at all. Sasser got away with a couple. Danis threw a couple. They got kind of loose and kind of lackadaisical with the ball with some of the passes they were throwing. Again, some of them got away and they were able to get lucky with it, but some of them kind of bit them in the behind, led to fast break, opportunities for the Thunder on the other end. And that's where you miss Cade Cunningham a lot, because Cade, being one of the best passers in the game, he's able to thread the needle with triple teams thrown his way, and he's able to make it happen. Danis and Sasser still working on kind of making those things happen. Even Jalen Duren, who's a really good passer in his own right as a playmaker, so you see them excelling at those things, and you see a lot of the other primary ball handlers that the Pistons are forced to lean on now kind of work on growing to kind of make some of those passes. And when you're trying to throw them against the defending champs, they can bite you in the behind. And we saw some of those passes kind of look a little ugly, which is why those numbers ramped up towards the end of the second half the way they did.
Right, 100%. So, guys, if you don't have anything further, Eric, I know you want limited time, but we could just run through some box scores and just kind of look a little bit individually how these guys did. And E, when you got to make your run, just let your boy know.
I got you.
So let's start with Danish Jenkins in this game, guys. Tonight, Danish Jenkins finished with 15 points on 7 for 17 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, no free throws, 4 boards, 6 assists, 5 turnovers, not great. 2 steals in 36 minutes. So who wants to take this one first? Who wants to go Danish Jenkins first? I'll leave it up to y'all. Who wants to get in there first?
Go with Eric, because he has limited time.
Okay. What you got, E?
I kind of feel like I got like a mixed bag from Danis today. I think he did some good things. He kind of is really one of the players I was speaking most about in terms of those turnovers. He had 5 today, had 16 or 15 points, 7 to 17 from the field. Not a great shooting day from distance, 1 of 5. And again, he had some good moments where he got to the hoop. And again, I spoke to it in the first half. After the first half, I said I want to see him be the engine to kind of help turn things around, because his speed and his ability to be shifty and create for this team, it means a lot for what they do, because it's not a whole lot of other creators, especially when you're already down a lot of the stars that you have for this team. So, he showed a little bit of the flash for it, but, he wasn't as crisp as a scorer as we've seen in some of his better games. He wasn't terrible, but again, it was kind of like a mixed bag. It was some highs and it was a lot of lows that kind of turned, the tide for certain spots and key moments for the game. Again, it wasn't his best game, wasn't terrible. I'd probably give him like maybe probably like a B minus C plus grade if I had to grade it myself. Okay. I want to see him find a little bit more consistency with this team. Again, I think he's a very dynamic player. I think they lean on having a dynamic playmaker kind of set up for others like Javonte Green, Kevin Huerter, who's really good at moving without the ball. Yeah. But he excels when he has somebody that can, play make it, set him up while he's moving. Guys like Duncan Robinson as well, Asar. Like, Dennis is going to have to be that engine to kind of lead the way and elevate the floor of those guys around him on offense, right. Especially while Cade is off the floor. So, again, not a great game for Dennis. He was okay, but I'd like to see him kind of ramp it up and show a little bit more consistency as he takes on a bigger workload right now for this team.
I think that's fair. Boss, what you got?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just the turnover to assist ratio. 6 assists to 5 turnovers is pretty rough. And this is a team that is very good at defense, but a lot of those turnovers were unforced. And that's is what you don't want to see. You want to make sure that you're, in communication with your team. But again, this is a lineup that doesn't play together often. Mm-hmm. So I will give them, we have to give them that kind of benefit of the doubt of that they were able to do this without the consistency and continuity of the lineups that they had. Yep. Because even 41% shooting I'm not mad at that, but it's just more of just the shots that mattered. He couldn't get going early. He made some good shots late that helped us get through. But I do agree, a 15, 4, and 6, we know that can be better. He tied with Huerter with the most assists for the game. And again, you want to see your point guard have the most assists. So, but this is tough for me. This is a tough one because he did start off a little bit slow, but he's been starting slow these past few games regardless. Mm-hmm. And he's been moving up as the game has gone on. So it's just been kind of a pattern with him. I'm not worried about that in that aspect, but in a game like this, just some of the turnovers definitely caught up to them for sure. I'm surprised he didn't have any free throws attempted. He's definitely a guy that can get to the line for us. 1 of 5 is a little bit unlike him, but that's kind of maybe the only discrepancy. Like Eric said, it wasn't his best game or his worst game, but it definitely wasn't a bad game. Yeah. If one more of those threes had fallen, or if he didn't turn the ball over if he made, one instance comes to mind of just that half court heave to B-ball Paul when the OKC had been showing that they had this great transition defense the whole time was just not a smart decision. Yeah. But again, you also have to consider, Coach Hart said, he is a rookie. He's learning as it goes. This is definitely a learning experience for him. So not his best game, as Eric said, not his worst game, but definitely not a terrible game against the opponent that he was up against.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it too, because everything that everybody is saying for the most part is valid. Everything that you guys said is valid about the turnovers and things like that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't great. The one thing I think he prides himself on, and that he and Coach Hart talk about, is just the ball security and just taking care of the basketball. That's one of the hallmarks that I think about when I think about Danis Jenkins. And usually he's got a pretty good ratio, at least 3-1. 6 to 5 isn't good enough. This is his first time playing against the champs, guys. This is his first time playing meaningful minutes against the champs. True. One of the best defenses in the league outside of us. So while it's not an excuse, because if you want to win this game as a point guard, you got to take care of the basketball. I also think that he's learning on the fly. He's learning on the fly. He's seeing these defenses for the first time. He's seeing these guys. That's why I think he had that overhead pass that he thought could get through but Chet was there. I think he kind of underestimated Chet's length. Boss, you said that. He underestimated Chet's length. When he had to drive to the hoop, he tried to go underneath and he got swatted. He underestimated Chet's strength or his length.
The turnover.
And the overhead pass. He underestimated his length. But that's just him not seeing these guys. Yeah. Most teams, he can get that through. Right? We've seen him get those passes through. There was one pass tonight where it hit 2 Thunder players and still got through to Paul Reed for a dunk. So it wasn't a great pass. He got it there, but I think he's just still adjusting. I think he's just still learning. This is great experience for him for the playoffs. For the playoffs. Great. So it's not a great game, but I'm glad that it wasn't like it was a terrible game. It was just a very up and down game. He had a big turnover late, with about a minute to go when we could have took the lead again. We were tied. That hurt. That hurt. So the ball security has to be there, but you got to give him a little bit of grace because this is his first time seeing a lot of these teams. He's learning on the fly. So while it wasn't his best game, I'd probably give him a B minus, maybe a C.
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't terrible. He brought the defense per use. He played hard defensively, but just got to be careful. Got to be mindful. I think the more reps he gets, the better he'll be. So I'm not concerned about him. Had he played better, things could have went differently, but it's not all on him at all because he played his heart out.
Agreed.
For sure. So, all right, guys, we'll leave it there. Let's now go to Kevin. What is that? Velvet Huerter, guys. In this game, Kevin Huerter, as a starter, finished with 17 points on 7 for 16 overall, 3 of 9 from 3, over from the line, 6 boards, like Boss mentioned, 6 assists, which is great, 1 turnover. That's what I'm used to seeing from Tink. 1 steal in 38 minutes. I think that's a team high, 38 minutes for Kevin Huerter. Surprising. So I'll come to you quickly, Boss. What do you see from Kevin Huerter in this one?
Yeah, I mean, he just hit some clutch threes too. You would have liked to see 3 of 9. I would give the same criticism to Duncan. Is like, if you're going to take 9 threes, you need to be a little bit more efficient. So, and I want to see 4 or 5 at least. 4 would suffice for me.
I'm with you. Yep.
So that's kind of where I'm at. But he did hit some big shots late, so I will give that to him. But overall, 7 of 16, 44%. Can't complain about that. 17 points. Can't complain. This is now 2 games in a row. He's had his highest scoring and his second highest scoring game for the Pistons. As a starter, that speaks a lot. It speaks volumes. It speaks that he's taking his role seriously on this team. Again, 6 rebounds as well, and then 6 assists, tying with Jenkins for the most assists in the game, and a steal. He does it so well. We've talked about it a little bit. Him and Duncan have similar games, but also different games. And you saw that tonight. You saw Kevin's, because I thought that I was the one who was like, Kevin's bigger. He's not. Kevin plays like he's bigger than Dunk, but he's not, which is it was just crazy. He looks bigger. He plays bigger. He wasn't afraid to back down some guys. He only had 2 fouls. He only had 1 turnover. All of his rebounds were defensive, which I love a good split. But for a guard, if you give me 6 defensive rebounds,
don't matter how.
I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain about it. So I think, he missed his 1 free throw as well, which was unlike him. But just to see him, pick up his most value when we needed him to step up, which Eric has had this about Karras. We've had about other vets. When we needed Huerter to step up late, he did.
Exactly.
He was basically 1 of 7, 1 of 6 going into the 4th. And in crunch time, he hit those 2 very necessary threes.
Yep.
And so while it didn't end in a win, that's just amazing to see that he's still, able to produce that late in the game. And he's not questioning whether he can make that. He's decisive still. He's still doing the right things. And he did play really good defense at times too. So I'm overall very happy with Huerter minutes, and especially with this being a game where we were out 4 of our starters, our main 5 scorers. This was a time for Kevin to step up, and I think he did that just fine. I think he did it.
Agreed. E?
Yeah, coming into the trade at the deadline, I was very skeptical about Huerter. I didn't know how impactful he was going to be on this team. He wasn't getting a whole lot of minutes, wasn't really making much of an impact, but he has gotten better and better on a weekly basis with this basketball team. And seeing that he's able to do it in different stretches and in different ways. And like, if he were just a shooter alone, which was his original expectation, that would have been enough and helpful for this basketball team. But seeing that he's able to do other things, seeing that his activity helps lift other people around him, the fact that he's able to move without the ball, the fact that he's able to be a secondary passer or even a first level passer as well. He's playing at a very, very fearless rate with this basketball team right now. Again, I like how confident he's getting. Again, with the consistency of that jumper, if it does come down and get a little bit more, consistent, then that's going to make him even more dangerous come playoff time. But he's been fantastic. I think he led the team in minutes tonight in 38. And I think he did a good job of cashing all those in. Again, I think he's really raising the floor in terms of what this team can provide offensively. He's way more athletic than Duncan. I think he's quicker than Duncan is. They are relatively the same size, but I think his athleticism and his speed kind of gives him a little bit more range of terms of what he can give you than Duncan. That's not to say that Duncan, doesn't have range himself, but I think Herter's like dynamic just is a little bit more than what we've seen from Duncan at this point. And having them both, one coming off the bench or one in the starting lineup, I think is super helpful. And even when they play together, or even when Herter has to start and come in and play heavy minutes, he's shown that he can do whatever you need me to do. You want me to play 15 minutes tonight and just do some dirty work? No problem. You want me to play 20 minutes and kind of just do some secondary scoring? No problem. You want me to play heavy 30-plus minutes and be a focal point of this offense? I can do that too. So what we're seeing a lot in this stretch right now with JB Bickerstaff, as guys are hurt and as they're kind of bleeding into the postseason stretch, guys are taking on different roles, and we're still – great. I know I've pushed back on this of them not being in an evaluation period. They are right now, but it's just in a different kind of way because they're taking on different roles and different expectations, as guys are hurt at this current moment. Yep. The foundation guys, what they are at this point, but other guys, in terms of the roles that they're playing, you're seeing them and how much they can produce and carry for this team. And I think Herter is doing a really good job of answering those calls right now.
That's a great take, bro. Yeah, I just think he's a really good basketball player. He's just a really good overall, sound, high IQ, smart team player. The 3-ball wasn't great, 3 for 9. We talked about that. 2 of those 3. Here's the thing for me. He, like you mentioned it, boss, big moments.
Yes.
Like he 1 for 7 before, like entering to the fourth quarter. Then made 1 big one in the fourth and 1 big one in overtime. So in big moments, he was 2 for 2. That's encouraging for me. I like the volume too. He only made 3 out of 9. I like him getting up more. That was kind of one of my things I was saying about Duncan Robinson. Is like, you're a sniper, bro. I need more than 2 for 4. I need more than 1 for, you know what I mean? I need you to get it up as many attempts as you can that are good looks, because like Eric always says, you got to make the defense move. And I think he does that because he never stops moving. This dude was running miles out there, it seemed like tonight, looking like Rip Hamilton at times, just constant moving without the basketball, finding gaps in the seams and layup after layup, just move. Somebody say he was making Caruso gas a little bit. He just never stopped moving. So I thought that was great too. And EU mentioned it as far as how he's built. It's kind of like Javonte Green. People forget that he's 6'5" because he plays so much bigger. He's athletic. He's physical. That's kind of how Kevin Herter is. He's 6'5", 6'6", plays like he's 6'7", 6'8" at times. He's super athletic, and I think a lot of what you said, Eric, is factual. Like he's got a quicker twitch off as he's moving, as he's sprinting and as he's cutting. It's just a quicker twitch. And I think that's what allows him to kind of find more seams than Duncan. And defensively, for me, the biggest thing is you don't see him getting hunted out on defense. Duncan tries. He battles his tail off, right? But I just think defensively, Kevin Herter's he's just better defender. He's more physical. He's tougher, maybe even a little bit stronger. And he knows how to play the position. He knows how to play good defense. He plays angles. He doesn't foul. He's just a really good basketball player. So for me, he didn't shoot great, but for him to make those 2 threes in a clutch situation, the fact that he played the most minutes on this team tonight, and he's the newest player on this team, says a lot about how smart he is as a basketball player and just knows how to play. That means coach trusts him already. So that tells me he's going to be important in the playoffs. So if he can continue to just improve the three ball a little bit and give us everything else, he's going to be very valuable for us in the playoffs. I thought Kevin Herter was great in this game. I really did. So that's all I got. Anything else tonight?
I'm just glad that, again, you mentioned just what JB is seeing him in as well, because we're seeing it also. Like he's just fitting. And again, I mentioned the lack of continuity within these lineups. And we've talked about how Kevin has just been able to fit in where he's thrown in. And he did it again tonight. He's just been fitting in with whoever he's on the floor with. And that's just a huge asset to have when we're closing out this season and in the playoffs, to have someone that's reliable enough to just adjust to however the game is, however the scheme is, whether that's we need you on defense, we need you setting screens, we need you shooting threes, we need you driving to the basket. He's able to do it all.
Yep. 100%. Anything else on that, E?
Yeah, I made this comment on the stream, and I think Herter's game really speaks to it the most. I think right now the Pistons are playing, like, without Cade and even without JD tonight, they play a lot like a really, really good college team. And that's not an insult in any way, shape, or form. Because when you watch March Madness, like the really good teams, they excel at doing a lot of the little things and playing through as a team instead of just playing ISO ball with a scorer and a superstar. Nope, you got to move the ball. Everybody's moving around, setting screens, doing dirty work to get everybody involved, and play unpredictable to an extent as well. Exactly. And I think we saw a lot of that. Like, even when we thought, maybe Herter might have had a shot, he'll dump off the extra pass to Paul Reed for an easy flush with his left hand. Or kicking the extra pass to, Ron in the corner or Danis for an open shot in the corner. Like, they play a lot like with the identity of a crisp college basketball team. And again, like I said before, I enjoy seeing that sometimes. I miss watching Cade, but I like seeing basketball to a point where it seems like everybody is getting involved. Like that was like my high school team. Like we didn't have those superstars like that. So everybody had to kind of do their part to, blend in and get involved and catch the defense off heels. So like to see people pay attention to those little details on the floor, it made this game so much more enjoyable to watch. And you did it against a team that was loaded up on star talent. So it worked to be able to kind of lean on that kind of style instead of, hey, we're just going to shoot threes and outstar you. No, we can play basketball in a complementary fashion and still push you to the brink. And that's what you saw tonight.
That's a great point. They didn't have a guy that could just throw the ball to and just get a bucket like Tobias Harris or Cade or whoever. Those guys were not available, or JD. So you're right. They had to just play systematic basketball. So I think that's a great point you make. And I want to give the coaching staff credit too, because they're the ones that really help get all these guys on the same page in order to do that, for sure. Last thing before I let you go, E. Mike says, Duke's contractually required to point out the Herter foul. Yep. Every time a Piston fouls somebody in the three-point shot, I got to call it out. I will say, though, quickly, that I think that was because that was Ron Holland's rotation. I think Herter was trying to cover for him. I saw Coach Bickerstaff getting that Ron after that foul that Kevin Herter had on SGA. So I want to point that out. Mike, I always call it out, but I'm going to give him a little pass because I think that was Ron's rotation, not Kevin. Kevin was just trying to help out and get over to him. But, yeah, great game from Kevin Herter, man. E, we're going to let you go, man. We know you got some articles to go write about this game, man. Probably going to be up burning the midnight oil. So we appreciate you. You got to get the fingers ready, bro. Get the fingers ready, bro. Listen, man, we appreciate you showing up for the live watch party, man. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Eric was great. And we got to have him back because if this is an omen, we got to have you back for sure. And
guys, for away games that aren't nationally broadcast, Eric does it on Live Assist. So we're not here. We don't do nationally broadcast games live away, but away games he's available. Go watch them.
All the road games. Live Assist. Make sure you guys go check him out. Go subscribe to him on Top Title Detroit. Make sure y'all go do that. Make sure you guys are also following him on X and Instagram at I am Eric Vincent. And make sure you guys are checking him out on clutchpoints.com. He's got some great articles. We'll have another one up sometime this morning. So make sure y'all go check that out as well. So Eric, we appreciate you, my dog. Looking forward to getting with you again, man. It's been a good time, man. Hope you have a great night, bro.
Absolutely. Always a great time, Sarah. Y'all have a great night. Love to the fans, everybody in the chat. Love y'all for being here, man. Thanks for the support. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right, bro.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Let's keep it pushing, man. Boss, you ready to keep this going?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to Asar Thompson in this game, guys. Asar Thompson finished with 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. That hurt. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, pretty good ratio. 3 steals and 1 block for 4 more stocks. Ho-hum for Asar Thompson in 26 minutes. 26 minutes was the fewest by any starter in this game. Boss, what did you see tonight from Asar, backbone of the defense, Tasmanian Thompson?
Yeah, fouled out on, honestly, guys, some sketchy calls early.
Yep.
Some things I would genuinely say would be no call. Were they fouls? Sure. Were they no call fouls in any other scenario? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit frustrating, but I like what I see. 4 stocks in 26 minutes is disgusting. It's disgusting.
This is crazy, bro.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And as well, I'm sorry, my lineups are thrown off because he played the 4 tonight and not the 3.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at these stats, I'm like, oh wait. 8 points. Okay. 3 of 5 shooting, I'm not mad at. But if you're playing the 4, that's Tobias's spot. Tobias gives us 10 10 at least attempts a game. So you want to see Asar get that more. And he made a couple drives to the basket that ended up paying off in free throws, and unfortunately didn't make them. And I don't want to rag on him too hard because he's been so good there. He's been so good at the line lately. He's been so good at finishing at the rim. You would just hope that this would have been a more consistent game. Again, adding to his streak of being so good in those areas. So just a bummer that he couldn't be a little bit more efficient on free throws. I'm not going to get mad at 3 of 5 overall, but you would like to see him get some more attempts up in that position. But Asar is out there for his defense. And so 4 stocks, 7 rebounds is beautiful. 5 assists. That's second in the game. Again, Herter and Jenkins are tied for first. Asar is second in assists. So when we're missing playmakers like Cade, that Asar had registered 0 to 1 assists the past couple games. So it's nice to see that he was getting the ball moving. So he made offense in other ways, even if he wasn't able to get the basket up. So as I say that now, of course, you still want to have him get more shot attempts, but he made up for it in facilitation. Because if I hold other guys to that standard, like Jenkins, like Cade, then, if they're not shooting, they're facilitating. And that's exactly what Asar did tonight. So I can't be mad at the stat line. It just sucked that he fouled out. And a lot of people were upset with his, like Crud said earlier, because I asked him about, and I think it was in the live, he said he was a little bit mad at JB for not challenging that one. It was an offensive foul that he drew on Jay Will. But Jay Will was pretty set. Coach understood how this was going to go. The same thing that happened tonight happened last night. SGA had as many free throw attempts as the entire Knicks team. Tonight, he had as many free throw attempts as our entire team. So JB understood how this was going to go, and I think he was just trying to save the challenge for the right time. And unfortunately, it didn't work out in that way. I think that the challenge that he took in the overtime with 48 seconds left was still a valid challenge to try to get that overturned.
I agree.
But I don't think the Asar one would have been overturned. I think it needed to be used on an earlier one, like the hip check. There was like SGA basically ran into AT and he drew the contact, and AT got charged with a foul. I don't like that. Whether it's SGA or anyone, no defender should be called for a foul if offense is the one driving. And
come on, bro, that's insane.
If they're driving into you, what can you do? You're there. So yeah, it was a bummer that he fouled out early. I still think that Ron and Wu did a great job on SGA without him. I think that's also why JB chose not to challenge that last call, because it was a 50-50. And even if Asar fouled out, there were other guys that still proved that they could do it. But overall, defensively, offensively, he did amazingly. This loss is definitely not on him.
Absolutely.
Of course, you could look through his free throws, but as a team, free throws were off. Asar is someone who we don't necessarily rely on free throws. He's been doing good in recent games, but he's still not our best free throw shooter. So again, can't all hang on him. But I appreciate what I saw from him tonight. He still played very hard. He still played very aggressive, and he did a great job on defense. To register 4 stocks is very good against a good team. It's not just against the bad teams. It's against the good teams too that he's able to do this.
For sure. Against the champs. I was kind of like you at first. Like I wanted to see him get more shots up because there were just so many shots to be had.
Yes.
With our guy, with Cade out, with JD out, with Tobias out. There were shots to be had. Somebody had to step up and just take them. That's why I wasn't mad at Kevin Herter getting up 9 threes, right? So I wasn't mad at that at all. I was kind of bothered by that as far as he didn't get more shots. But we always say, boss, if you play heavy minutes and you don't score in double digits, were you effective in other ways? And I thought he made up for that greatly just with his defense.
Yep.
You saw them trying to switch SGA off of him multiple times. Every single time down the court, it seemed like they were trying to get a switch. Every time. And so I just liked how aggressive he was defensively. He played as well as you could play SGA, given the climate of the NBA today.
Yes.
Given the whistle that he gets. You couldn't have played any better defense on Shea.
Yep.
You just couldn't. So that's the thing for me. Like I have no issues with Asar Thompson. He's an incredible defender. It's starting to become just pretty much like I don't want people to get used to how good he is defensively. I don't want people to take him for granted defensively. Like 4 stocks, there are guys who don't get 4 stocks 5 times in a year.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is not normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to take what he's doing defensively for granted because it's just insane. It's insane. So I don't have a lot of the free throws, 1 for 4. That's not all him. We shot 12 for 23 as a team. So the 4 wasn't the only reason that we lost this game. Like it was everybody. Nobody could seem to be consistent from the line tonight. So like you said, I'm not going to put that on him at all. But he's just so disruptive. Another backcourt steal. It seems like I'm saying that every game now. Yeah. He's pressuring guys 94 feet without fouling, even though they call it sometimes. He's pressuring them. He's just making everything hard. He makes them uncomfortable. He knows, and it's crazy because it looks like he's making it hard for them, but it doesn't seem like it's hard for him to make it hard for them. Like the way he's just moving his feet, he's figured out how to play defense at this level without fouling a lot. And he said that he watches film consciously, like constantly, religiously. He's watching film right after the game's over. He's watching it. The next day, he's watching it again. Like this is what he's addicted to this. He's obsessed with defense. So and the fact that he's so good at it is going to make him even better. But yeah, the last thing for me is his passing. He had some nice passes, some finding cutters at the rim. There was one pass he got through to Tolu Smith, and I'm like, how did that get through?
Yeah.
And Tolu made a nice additional pass for wide open 3. But it's like, how did that even get there? So his decision making and his passing also is improving. So I thought he was really good. He didn't score a ton of points, but he did so much in so many other areas, defensively and offensively with playmaking, that was really impactful in his game, boss.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, again, tonight we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm not able to bring up comments, but I wanted to address Heisenberg mentioned, and this is a good one because I mentioned in the live, there's no way he knocked Lou Dort down.
That's crazy.
There's no way he knocked
Lou Dort is a tank, bro.
Down. No way.
He's a tank.
No way. Exactly.
Asara's slender, bro. He's strong, but come on, bro. Yeah. It wasn't like he was moving full speed either. Like it was, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I want to shout out to Indie Sports Fan. I don't know if you see it. It's a little bit towards the most recent, but he said, hope you all make some noise in the playoffs. I hate the Pistons, but what y'all have done this season is definitely impressive. Appreciate you as someone who feels the same about the Pacers. What you all did last season is impressive. I was just thinking, I miss Tyrese. I miss Tyrese Halliburton and his ridiculous.
I respect him. I won't say I miss him. I felt bad for him in Game 7 for sure. That's tragic.
Him. Do you know how many buzzer beaters he would have against these type of teams right now? Do you know how many insane buzzer beaters he would have against these teams right now? You know?
That's fair.
I do.
He's a good player, man. He's a really good player.
Yes. He's fun. He's unpredictable. Yeah. So I appreciate that as well. But just to go back to what you said, yeah, it's just
nothing, no real notes, right? Like that's just a sorry.
It was a tough game. It was like the refs, and I'm not one to blame the refs, but 25 free throws for any player.
That's insane, bro.
No.
And
yes, some of those were fouls. Yes, some of those were fouls. Some of those were not fouls. Some of those were slips. Some of those were marginal.
Mm-hmm. Some of those were kicking his leg out, Reggie Miller style, and drawing a foul. Come on, bro.
So and people are gonna say it's okay because he got the game-winning basket written away by that foul. Yeah, that's kind of a makeup. We should have a chance to prove it. Sure, but it's Asar, he's got the whistle that he got last year that he was blamed at for fouling out against a guy like Jalen Brunson, who also likes to exaggerate. And so that's, a little bit tough because Asar is just defending hard. And I don't want anything less. I don't want you to change the way you play. I want you to defend hard. I want you to put the onus on the refs. So a little bit tough, but in 26 minutes, what he was able to accomplish, especially defensively, is already a feat. So that's where I'm at with him.
I'm at the point now I'm living with whatever he gives us offensively because he does so much defensively, bro.
The way that he has played too is that he has made those free throws. And I think that's just going to come back. I think it's just the type of game it was, the type of scenario it was. The free throws that he got early were just early in the game. He started to heat up later, a little bit different. So again, like you said, 8 points. For me, he should be more towards 10, 12 points, but I predict that from him going forward.
Yep. Same here. It's crazy to say that, but I do too.
Right. Yeah.
So guys like that, you keep them here. You make sure you secure those guys.
Yeah.
For sure. So
I just want to say real quick too, just because there's a lot of comments on it. At the end of this discussion, guys, we'll address the Ivy situation.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
But we're here for our team, the Pistons, who Ivy is not on currently. We're gonna talk about our team and what they were able to accomplish tonight against a very good team.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. All right, guys, let's keep it pushing, boss. Let's go to Javonte Savage. Can you woo Green in this game, guys? He got the start tonight. And he finished, guys, with 19 points on 6 for 12 shooting, 5 for 11 from 3, 2 from the free throw line, 5 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals, no turnovers in 30 minutes, boss, in the starting role. Is this his first or second start of the year, I think, right? It may have been second.
He might have started a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But
What'd you see?
I mean, the 4 fouls. That just also goes to show what kind of game it was.
Right.
He doesn't record 4 fouls.
Nope.
But the fact that he had 4 fouls and was still trusted on SGA, like a lot of those weren't on him. The no turnovers, that was huge for me.
Yep.
Every starter recorded a steal. Beautiful.
That's great.
He's the only starter to not record a turnover. So we have to point that out as well.
Doesn't hurt you.
Nope. He made his free throws. In a free throw game. 5 of 11 is at 46%. Not mad at it. Javonte Green shooting 11 threes.
I know. And I felt like most of them were pretty good shots for the most part, if I'm being honest.
A couple of them were in and outs.
Yeah.
He had a kind of a slow start and then a good middle.
Yeah.
11 threes. That just shows, again, he was just trying to fill in where he's needed.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we've talked about. Mr. What You Need Coach tonight. We needed some offense. And he produced for us in certain areas. He wasn't able to go down the time, but overall 6 for 12, which means that 5 of 6 of his makes, 11 of 12 of his shots were threes.
Yeah. Mr. I was like, Eric Dyke out there. He's on fire, coach.
So legit. He had a couple. Well, he had a couple, which you called it. There was like in the live, he missed one, total offensive rebound out to Javonte. He missed it, total offensive rebound onto Javonte. You were like in, and it's good because it really is. He's not taking them if he thinks he can't make them. But again, he registered 2 steals. For me, I mean, 19 points and 5 rebounds is incredible already for a starter. Like, woo. We've it's been hard for our starters other than Cade and Duran to register 19 points in total. So for him to step up to that is amazing.
Yep.
But again, to register 2 steals, the stocks, he's out there for his defense. He was trusted on SGA when Ron wasn't on the court. When Asar fouled out, when Asar was on the court, it was Wu's responsibility. He did a fantastic job. He was on some big guys. He was kind of on everyone tonight. So a fantastic game from Wu. And again, I love the 19 points. Like, again, 5 of 11 is not the prettiest, but it's over 40%, which is all you can ask for from a guy from behind the 3-point line. Again, what it does is just continue to increase the depth of our bench. Devontae is the guy who's had inconsistent minutes the past month, I would say. Inconsistent minutes, just while they're trying to figure out that shooting guard position. Always comes in for defense, always comes in to finish games. His offense shined tonight. He had, again, the timing. And we've talked about this with him, whether he takes 3 threes or 11 threes. The timing of his makes are very important. So I loved what I saw from Wu tonight. 5 boards, too, also shocks me because I felt like he just was tearing them down. I felt like he was in there.
Played big.
At least making it tough on them. So loved what I saw from him there for sure.
I agree. Yeah, so for me, it's all about playing to who you are. And I felt like he did that again. 12 shots, boss. 11 of them were threes. You've said before, like a few games ago, we were saying we didn't like his shot diet. right? Because there was no real point guard out there to really help him get set up for those open shots. So he had to put the ball on the floor. He's trying to go to a spin move, trying to go off glass, just things that we're not accustomed to seeing him do, but he kind of had to in that situation. So now he looked like himself again. The fact that he took 11 threes on 12 shots tells me he was trying to play to who he was more aggressively, but not trying to go outside of his scope, because that's where he's best offensively, is in transition, in spot up threes. That's where he's best. So for him to take 11 threes and 12 shots tells me that for sure. But boss, he can fit in anywhere. A few days ago, we were saying that, you might remember I was saying a few days ago, boss, that Herder reminds me of Wu in the sense that he can fit in anywhere with any lineup, right? Whether it's the second group, whether it's the starting group, it doesn't matter. You just throw him in and he'll find a way to be effective because he's just a good basketball player. Like Kevin Herder, he will just find a way with any unit to be effective on the basketball court. You had two guys who normally come off the bench, in Kevin Herder and Javonte Green, who played great tonight.
Yeah.
As starters, who normally don't start. But that's the thing. It doesn't matter where you put them. They know how to be chameleons. They know how to fit in.
Absolutely.
They're just good basketball players. So I thought that was great. He was everywhere on both sides. Really, really impressed with Javonte Green in this game. Super
Absolutely.
impressed.
And what you said about the chameleon thing is so important when we're going into the playoffs, and we are going to narrow it down to an 8 to 10 man lineup, honestly. Yeah. But whether Javonte makes that or not, it's not going to be an 8 to 10 lineup for every game. You're going to throw in some guys for needs that you have, and he can meet them. He can meet the offensive. He can meet the defensive. Like you said, chameleon. He can really fit in wherever. And again, I go back to the continuity of the lineups that were played tonight, because we rested guys. Guys, no one expected to win this game. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to reiterate that because I've seen you guys in the comments as well. No one expected to win this game. In fact, I'd rather them rest today against a West team that we wouldn't even see unless we made it to the finals.
Right.
Compared to tomorrow.
Right.
And compared to tomorrow against a Raptors team that we could see as early as second round.
Yep.
So I'm not mad at the decisions made. But again, Wu has proved himself in the fact that he can he's like we're commending Herder on. Just throw in Wu anywhere and he makes it work. He makes it work.
That's Javonte Green. That's why I think that's why he's always often closing games.
Yeah.
When he's supposed to be coming off the bench, which is because he doesn't hurt you. Like we said earlier, 5 assists for 1 turnover for Javonte Green, being thrusted into a playmaking role and then delivering like that. Like, come on, bro.
How many times have we struggled against teams that were like, it should be an easy win? It's their B squad. How many times have other teams in the NBA, like, you're playing NBA players, it's going to be, but like, this is the reigning champs.
Right.
This is a healthy team that did they have J-Dub? No, but they didn't have J-Dub for 60% of the season, 70% of the season. Still best and record. Still maintain. Do they have Hartenstein? No, but he's been up and down consistent with them. Yeah. And even with Chet, our starting center outplayed him. Yeah. But it's like the reigning champs and the reigning MVP are the only ones that I can really be like, you should have had this one completely blown out, completely figured out from the start.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, me too.
So again, we've struggled against it. I've seen the Nuggets struggle against depleted teams. We've seen good teams struggle against depleted teams that you would think are an easy win for sure.
Right.
But this was almost a no-brainer because it was 5 of our leading scorers, offense, which has been a struggle for us all season. The reason that experts are saying we wouldn't make it to the finals is because of inconsistent offense. Are they right? Yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
But
and I think
this is the one team you can't use that excuse against.
Exactly.
You can't do it.
Yeah. I just love the respect that the Pistons are gaining, even in the loss. This is a national TV game, national broadcast. And without all of our guys, it wasn't just Cade. It was 4 or 5 starters, guys. Let that sink in. 4 or 5 starters. And it's an overtime loss. We're up 7 with 3 minutes to go. We woke up a lot of people, I think, tonight in this game, boss. I think we woke up a lot of casual fans who don't catch the Pistons often. I think they see for sure now that we are a team. We are a team. The same way Anthony Edwards saw it last game. We showed that graphic of his face looking like, well, these boys can play. Nas Reed with the towel over his head. You saw SGA with that same look that Ant-Man had last game of like, this is a close game. It's the fourth quarter and I'm playing heavy minutes. It's OT and I'm still playing. He wasn't expecting that. I can guarantee he was not expecting that. So I'm just glad that the Pistons are just fighting and showing that we are not just a one-trick pony, like one player makes everything go and we can't survive without him. Because as important as Cade is, MVP level candidate, we have a team. You don't win 54, 55 games with just one player. And so I'm just glad they showed that tonight and reinforced that tonight on national TV.
And I want to just wrap 920 here who says, boss, let's not do that. All right.
Oh, I saw it. Hold on a second.
I know.
You said rap 920? I got you.
Yeah, boss, let's not do that. It came into LCA with just enough bodies to not forfeit, and they brought it to us. Yeah. But they're the reigning champs.
They're still the champs, bro.
They're the reigning champs.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons were in 6th place. Like, the Detroit Pistons have gotten no respect, and they continue to not get respect. They're the reigning champs. They are a very deep team. They play very well. Yes, we beat them without their stars. We almost beat them with their stars.
We did the same thing.
Right.
Right. I'm with you. Like, yeah, if you're comparing Apple, go ahead, finish.
And again, I've always said, like, you can't ever discount a team just because they have people missing. You can't do it because it's first of all, these are NBA players. Second of all, it just goes into like, you haven't matched up before. Like we saw last game, people were leaving Chaz open on the 3. And if you knew who Chaz Lanier was, you wouldn't do that. But again, this is the one team you cannot make that excuse against because they've not only do they have depth, they have depth with they've kept their team together for the past few years. Like this is a team that has played together they brought in McCain, AJ Mitchell has stepped up to the plate a little bit more, like little things.
Yep.
But against a team like the Pistons who have been, we know who the Pistons are, but the Pistons have been underestimated by the media this entire season. This is the one team. This is the one team that if you want to say there's a blowout, like if we had been blown out tonight, I'd also be like, this is the one team that would do it. Truly.
Yeah.
So
that's where I'm at too.
Right. So it's like, I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to make excuses. But again, if I'm OKC, I don't love it. I don't love the way this game turned out. I don't love that SGA, who prides himself on not having to play in the fourth quarter, had to play all fourth quarter and then overtime to beat us.
Right. Yeah. Rap says, let these guys sleep, dudes. We know who we are. Y'all watch these games. I watch these games. They don't watch us. Hence all the stupid takes. We may not win too. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're not trying to oversell anything. We're just going off what we're saying. Because like, it was kind of the opposite of last game, like you mentioned, boss. Like when they came here, I wasn't that encouraged with the win that we had over them when they were here, right? When they visited us, and they didn't have Shea, they didn't have J-Dub, they didn't have Chad, they didn't have Hars. They also were down 4 starters.
You said that. You said that in the post game. You said, "I'm happy for the win, but I don't love it." Right. You said that.
Yeah.
Straight up. And that's how OKC should be feeling. That's what I'm coming at. Right. That's how OKC should be feeling. Is they should not love this game now.
And the difference is that game didn't go to overtime. They fought, but it never felt like we were going to lose the game.
Yeah.
They stayed attached. They fought hard, but it never felt like, it felt more like the Pistons were coasting, if I'm being fair. I'm not even going to say that because you could easily say the Thunder probably feel the same way if you want to, if you're a Thunder fan. So I ain't going to do that. But just as far as the game, it never felt like they were going to win the game.
Yeah.
We thought when we were up 7 points in regulation with 3 minutes to go, we might win this thing. So I just want to give credit to our bench, because both of these teams have great benches.
And I want to call out Pops right now. Pops, I1M, he was in our live. I think you're a Thunder fan. So I appreciate this. I agree with y'all. I had to go to finals because, we're just trying to keep it real. Like, you guys are talented. You're
for sure.
Deep.
You're champs.
You're stupid deep. It's just, it's just different styles of play that clash. But I think I know what our team can do. I know that our bench, our deep bench especially, can be scrappy. I know what they're capable of because they've shown us time and time again.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting it to be that close.
Yeah. And go ahead.
With the MVP and with these other guys. And again, like even with Chet, like Paul Reed outperformed him.
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
Our third center.
Yeah.
Third string.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
By the way, Tom is here in the chat, guys. Tom says, man, so much respect for y'all. Isn't it like 2 a.m. there? Yeah, it is, bro. And
what time is it in Korea, Tom?
What time is it in Korea? That's a great question.
Are you at work?
Don't call him out. Shh. Don't call him out. He said it's 2 a.m. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, for sure. But like the credit goes to the chat, man. Y'all are still here. It's 2 a.m. and y'all are still here. So that means a lot to us. Tom says, Total Smith with yeah, man. It's 3 p.m. man. I wish. Yeah. All right, guys.
There's a whole day ahead of you.
Yeah, he's just getting started. We appreciate you as always, bro. Showing your support, my dog.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Thanks for tapping in. Always good.
Yeah,
to see
bro.
You. Always
appreciate
good to
you,
see
man.
You in the chat.
Looking forward to getting you on here when we have our night of having guests on here for sure.
Our little fan show. Yeah, you gotta come on, Tom. Oh
yes,
my
sir.
God, we need your takes.
Yes, sir. You already know. Tom knows ball, y'all. Tom knows ball. All right. We'll leave it there, guys. Tom, get back to work. Appreciate you. Love you, bro. Boss, let's go to B-Ball Paul in this game. Paul Reed started at center tonight, guys. Paul Reed, guys, led the Pistons in scoring. 21 points, guys, on 7 for 13 shooting. 1 or 2 from 3, 6 for 8 from the line. I will take that. 10 boards, double for Paul Reed. 2 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, and 4 blocks for 5 stocks. That to me erases the 3 turnovers. In 34 minutes, boss, as our third string big man tonight. Take off on what you saw from one of your favorite players on this team, B-Ball Paul. What'd you see? Holla at your boy.
Look, guys, Chet Holmgren, all-star.
Yep.
He played on our team. He played under JB. Chet Holmgren tonight, 13 points. Okay. B-Ball wins there. 9 rebounds. Okay. B-Ball wins there. 1 assist. Okay. B-Ball wins there. 2 steals. Okay. Chet wins there. 2 blocks. B-Ball wins there.
Wow.
All yet to just outperform your position. That's amazing. He played aggressively. He played with intention. He played, 7 of 13, 54%.
Yep.
I mean,
that's huge.
JD has been averaging like over 70%, but only recently.
Right.
But earlier this season, I would have been thrilled from our starting center for getting 54%. So I'm very proud of B-Ball Paul in a tough matchup. He had a big. My favorite moment was his 3-pointer because it was after Chet went on his little run. And you saw Chet nod too. B-Ball Paul hit his 3, and Chet was like, "Yeah, you can do it too, I guess."
Yeah.
Chet like hit a 3, and then he had gotten a block, and then he had gotten a layup. Like he was good. Like B-Ball,
incredible.
6 of 8 from free throws. Not mad at it, despite our free throw woes, because he hit the important ones late in the game.
I'll take 6 for 8. I ain't mad at 6 for 8. Yeah.
Nope. And he had 4 important ones late in the game.
Yeah.
I love the rebound split from a center. 4 offensive, 6 defensive. Beautiful.
That's part
beautiful. 2 fouls. Told me
B-Ball
Paul.
Only 2? Wow.
B-Ball Paul could have gone up a few more times,
You could have played a few more times, yeah.
He had 3 turnovers. I don't remember them.
Okay.
To me, that tells me that they were unforced. I mean,
the
they
stocks
were
like made me forget them, to be honest.
So to me, when you have turnovers like that you don't get, it showed me that they were forced. They weren't unforced because those are the memorable ones, the ones that are throwaways. 21 and 10, B-Ball. I'm so proud of you. Like a double from a center when we're down 2 of our starting center and our second center. It's our third center getting a double against a team who has their all-star center in the game. He didn't even get double.
Yeah.
So there's no complaints for B-Ball Paul tonight. None. Like it doesn't matter that he should have made his shots. No.
I don't care.
No, he had the best game of everyone on the floor.
I agree.
It was a B-Ball Paul game.
I agree. And B-Ball Paul has made Chet Holmgren and now Naz Reid look bad in back-to-back games. back-to-back games. It's funny. I've seen Chet Holmgren make Naz Reid struggle in the playoffs. And to see B-Ball Paul, our third string big man, forced Naz Reid, I think, in the 2 of 13 shooting last game. And then do what he did tonight to Chet. He didn't back down one bit. That's what I like. I feel like Paul Reed is a very versatile defender because we talked about how he can move his feet against Naz Reid. Naz Reid does a lot of the same things that Chet does offensively, as far as being able to put the ball on the floor, multidimensional, can shoot the ball, right, post up. Tonight, Chet was just a better version of that. And still, even with that, Paul Reed, a third string center, stepped up to the challenge and said, I'm here. I'm here. Following him out, and he only had 2 fouls is insane. Insane.
Yeah.
So it just makes me wonder what would have happened if we had JD and Stu available. We would have punished those guys. Even with Hartenstein there. I love our big man rotation. I love this big man rotation. Next man up is the epitome of what Paul Reed is. Because you oftentimes don't miss who's missing because of what he's bringing to the court. The dunk he had, I think it was on Jalen Williams, and he stared at the bench like, what in the world is this dude doing? Seriously? Like he's just tough. He's just tough for anybody to deal with because he's super talented and he brings the energy like it's game 7 every single time, every single game. If you take a playoff against him, you're gonna pay for it. And this win overall, everybody, man, just the effort. I don't even care we didn't win this game anymore. I'm over it. I got greedy toward the end because I was like, we can actually win. I don't care no more. The effort was so admirable and so inspiring. Yes. It almost feels like a win. Because of how it played, it almost feels like a dub.
Because it was that close, because it was a couple scenarios off. And you could even say the same about OKC, like the offensive foul called late in the game. That could have won it for them in regulation. A couple of the missed shots. Even Danis's missed 3 at the end could have won it for us. Don't go on Danis for that. That's an incredible shot that that not a lot of people can make. Like there, it felt that if just a couple things were different, we could have won. And it wasn't our style of play. Like we've reiterated, like as long as you play Detroit basketball, and if that's how you lose, then that's how you lose. But if you just hand it over, if you make it easy for the other team, then that's ugly. Tonight, it was not ugly. It wasn't ugly.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just nice being able to see them play different styles, regardless. Sometimes it's going to be muddy in the mud. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But just this team being able to show that fight without so many guys and without these guys who are available playing together a lot versus a team who's been together for a couple years. I mean, that's ridiculous. If I'm OKC, I'm not happy about that at all. From the Pistons, I couldn't be happier. If a bounce goes this way, we win this game. So impressive stuff from Paul Reed, man. We got to keep him on this team, boss. We have to keep Paul Reed on this squad. He can't go anywhere anytime soon. He's too good. And he is outplaying his contract by a mile. By a mile, guys. So great game from Paul Reed, man. I have no complaints anywhere. Incredible stuff. So we'll leave it there, guys, on Paul Reed, and we'll keep it pushing. We're going to kind of try to get through these reserves quickly, so we're not up until
if you don't mind
in the morning. Go ahead. What's up?
I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah,
if you want to check the poll or whatever, I'll be right back.
I got you, guys. Let's check the poll to see what you guys thought was I wish you could. I really wish this was going to be a belt conversation. I know I just said all that, but I'm feeling greedy again. I really wish this could have been a belt conversation. But for the reason for loss, 48% of you guys think it's the missed free throws. You can't go 12 for 23 from the field against really anybody and expect to win. But I don't even care because the defense, these guys played hard. They played hard all game. So even though it's something to keep an eye on, I don't care. If we would have shot, 50 or 17 from 23 and we weren't bringing the energy and we lost by 10, I wouldn't be happy with the free throw shoot. I wouldn't care about the free throw shooting. I'm more worried about how we played, how we tried to play. We tried to play Pistons basketball. That's what we were saying before this game started. You gotta lean in to your defense. This is one of the best offensive teams in the league. We held them to 114 points in overtime. Guys. That's incredible. Without 4 of our starters, that's insane. That's insane. But that means that everybody on this squad is committed to playing defense. That's what that means. All these guys were flying out, rotating, doubling, helping, switching, helping the helper. You saw Pistons basketball from every single player who played tonight. Every single player who played tonight, from effort standpoint, from a defensive energy standpoint, every single one of them up and down the roster played Pistons basketball tonight. Whether the shots went in, whether the free throws went in, the approach was Pistons basketball. And I could not be any happier about that. You guys also think the officiating was the issue, 27%. Late game execution, you guys have 16%. And just being down our top 5 scorers versus champs at 9%. Okay, so y'all were making excuses about this one. Okay, I'm not mad at that at all. Okay. All right, guys, let's keep pushing, man. Let's now, guys, go to some reserves. And let's start Marcus Sasser in this game. Guys, tonight in this game, Marcus Sasser finished with 12 points on 4 for 9 shooting overall. 6 of those 9 shots were threes. He made 4 of them. He missed his 2 free throws. Man, that hurt. 1 board, 4 assists, and 2 turnovers. And a block for Marcus Sasser, guys, in 18 minutes. That's impressive stuff there for Marcus Sasser, man. Like, he could have probably played more minutes in this game, if I'm being honest, because he was pretty good in this game. But I'm not mad at what I saw from Marcus Sasser. I thought he was pretty good in this game, boss. What'd you see from Sasser tonight?
He had a better second half, and I think that's why they were hesitant to play him more minutes. Or sorry, better first half. I think that's why they were more hesitant to play him in the second. We saw LeVert come in with Jenkins, and then Sass came in with like 3 minutes left in the third. Like, he didn't play a lot of the third. But he stepped up again in kind of the bigger moments. I predicted that we'd have a better second half offensively, and we definitely did. He played defense to the best visibility. He got into foul trouble a little bit early. He was swiping down at people. He just wasn't making it easy. Like, they weren't even necessarily bad fouls. He's like, you're not just going to get a layup for free. So, he went for the ball. I can't be mad at that in a game like this. Because those 2 fouls were early, and those were his only 2 fouls. He had 2 turnovers. He had a couple shoddy passes, which was just kind of the theme of the game for our playmakers tonight, I would say. But he had the most assists off the bench with 4. Again, I always say it. If you're coming off the bench as our primary playmaker, you got to have the second most assists to the main playmaker, which was true tonight. But Jenkins having 6 and him having 4. 4 of 6 at the 3-point line. He made 2 in the first half. I want at least 1 in the first half, maybe 3 later on, at least 2 in the second half. But all his shots were threes. He went 4 of 9. So he just couldn't get it going at the basket, couldn't get the floater going. I think it was just the size of OKC that kind of contributed to that kind of confidence. But I can't be mad about what I saw in 18 minutes, like 12 points and 4 assists from a backup point guard. That's totally fine. Of course, you like to see a couple more of those go in. Yeah, he missed both of his 3 throws, was just totally unlike him. It just sucks that it happened in a game where everybody else. Yes, that's when it's just even more highlighted because everybody else was struggling with them. So, but I mean, I can't complain. 4 of 6 from 3. I mean, that's 4 of 9 overall. And we're talking about Kevin Huerter being 3 of 9. He made the efforts. He made the right decisions. Yes, he had 2 turnovers, but like he wasn't the reason. Again, he wasn't the reason for this loss. Again, it was a team effort. Again, and this time kind of towards free throws, like you guys voted for, and also just other game time decisions. But Sass did good coming off the bench in the role that he was put in, which was playmaker, which we have talked about. He thrives better in other positions. So to do this in a game against a team that has deep point guards, they have Shea and they have McCain and they have AJ Mitchell and they have other guys that can bring you the ball off the floor and control it well. Sass definitely held his ground. Sass outscored their bench. Sass outscored OKC's bench. So I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He outscored his matchup. I'm proud of him for that. Tough game, but he was one of the 6 Pistons in double digits. So I'm proud of him there. I it's hard to pinpoint things. Of course, you want a player to do better, but I can't be mad at his performance tonight.
Yeah, I'm not mad at his performance. It wasn't perfect, but it was good, I thought. The turnovers at times were a little. He only had 2, but the ones he had, it was like, you got to clean that up. Just kind of trying to pass the ball, getting caught in the air, jumping and trying to pass is never really a good idea unless it's a surefire pass. He kind of got caught in the air a couple times. I like the ratio. It was solid, 4-2. It's cool. I like, once again, that he is buying into playing Pistons basketball. He's not just looking to score every single time. He's looking to facilitate now. He's looking to move off ball. Just play more. I always say, be a cog in the system instead of trying to be the system of the second unit. And I thought he did a good job of that. I want to give the Thunder credit because they got some pesky defenders over there, man. Cason Wallace is an all NBA level defender. Alex Caruso was a really good defender. So they got good defenders over there. But for me, the biggest thing with him was his confidence. Because he wasn't shooting great. I think he kind of went cold in the second half. He kind of went cold for a minute in the second half. And
I think his second half was better.
He went cold during a stretch where he just couldn't get a few shots to fall because he was lights out early. And then he missed a few shots in the second half in the fourth quarter. He had one big shot in the fourth quarter, though, that he knocked down a big three. Big three ball that he knocked down. And he didn't hesitate. It wasn't like, I missed a few. Nah, should I hesitate and pass? No. No extra swing, bro. You're wide open. Shoot the basketball. He knocked it down. So for me, his confidence is never going to waver. Nor should it. Because you said before, he can score the basketball. I want him to keep shooting the ball. Keep trying to mix it up. Right, so you're not just a black hole or anything like that, which he's usually not this year. But just try to keep mixing it up. But when the shot is there, bro, take it. And that's what he did. And he knocked that down. That was a big, big shot that we needed for sure. So I was happy to see him just not lose confidence and just keep shooting it because he did some good things in this game. Like I said, he's only 6 feet, can't teach size, whatever.
Yeah.
I still felt defensively he did enough.
Yep.
He did enough to contribute to how we were playing defensively to help us stay in this game. So
there was a time that he was on Chet. Because of the rotation.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
And Chet didn't touch the ball when he was on him.
Yeah.
I'm obviously size is a big factor, but he's pesky and he just made it tough. He just made it tough.
He did.
He made it tough. The swipe downs that he had early was because people were beating him and he had to swipe from behind. But the fact that he didn't get fouls forward, again, I'm just big on halftime adjustments. That just told me that he made the correct adjustment to defend better and to also find his offensive shot better because that's what translated into the second half. And that's all you can do is improve from your mistakes from game to game, from half to half. Improve.
We were down 10 at the break, guys. Yeah. We were down 10 at halftime. By the end of the third, we were down 5.
Or in overtime.
Yeah. So we didn't relent. We didn't give up. We didn't let go of the rope in the third quarter like teams do at times against the champs. They just kept playing and kept fighting.
I got to say, it's not only the champs, guys. It's the best record in the league.
Right.
It's the best team in the league. It's the best team in the league.
Right, exactly.
Champs,
this year.
MVP.
Yep.
And we lost by 4.
Yep.
And guess what? We're still up 4 in the East.
Yeah, because Boston lost.
The Thunder are up 2. The best team in the West is closer to losing first place than we are in the East.
Right. They needed this game more than we did.
It's relative. It's all relative. And that's why they need this game more than we did. And they knew who was coming to play tonight. And they still chose to play their stars.
That's interesting. Yeah. Right. They didn't sit all their guys again, for sure. No. Yeah.
Boring to them.
Mark says, hey, guys, we need more likes on the stream. 40-odd likes and 79 watches. Let's get those likes up, man. Appreciate you, Mark, for sure.
Mark. Always.
If y'all liking the stream, go ahead and like it. Go ahead,
for 80 people watching at whatever time it is Eastern.
225.
Thank you.
225. So we want to keep y'all here, so we're going to speed this up just a little bit.
Go.
And I need to get some sleep too. I know, boss, you probably do. Even though you're 2 hours behind, we all need some sleep.
I still got to work tomorrow. Yeah, I still got to work in the morning.
Boss is a real one, y'all. This is how you know she's a true Pistons fan. That's crazy. Guys, let's go to Karis LeVert, man. Karis LeVert in this game, guys, finished with 10 points on 4 for 11 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 boards, 2 assists, 1 turnover, and a block, boss, in 26 minutes. 26 minutes for Karis, but considering circumstances, no surprise there. What'd you see from Karis tonight in this game, boss?
It's 4 of 11 kind of surprised me because it seems like he did make shots in the moments that mattered the most. But also, it feels like we were so harsh on him, but he only had 1 turnover. He only had 2 fouls. He had 4 rebounds. Only 2 assists, but again, he was kind of in there with either Jenkins or Sass. So, and his points also came when it mattered. This has kind of been his biggest criticism as well. It's just been, well, we brought you in as a vet to step up when it matters. And tonight, I think he did. Was it a beautiful game? No. Was it a perfect game? No. But he was one of the 6 to get in double digits. He played good defense. He had a block. He had a block on a block late. He had a block late. And either leading to overtime or in overtime. Because I remember us all cheering on live for the LeVert block. And he didn't have the prettiest game, but he stepped up when it mattered.
I agree.
So that's why I'm going at it with Karras. He could have had a better game for us, but you could say that about a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
And that a 10-4-2 with 1 block and 1 turnover is one of his better stat lines of the season.
I'm taking that.
So
I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes with him, it just looks hectic. It looks chaotic. Before it gets to its destination, before he makes the shot or before he makes the pass, it just looks like, okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, cool. It's just not as fluid. I think that's the difference. But and you want it to look fluid. You want it to look fluid offensively, but it just doesn't right now. But he's not really hurt. He didn't really hurt us in this game. It was a lot of plays for me where it was just about the capitalization for me. And I was just like, come on, just finish the play. Like he would get a steal, and then I was saying to the boss earlier, it felt like I was watching a star from last year tonight.
Yeah.
He'd make a great defensive play, and on the break, he'd bobble out of bounds, or on the break, he'd telegraph a pass, or on the break, he wouldn't capitalize on what he just created defensively. And that was the frustrating part. That was really all I saw with him tonight, which is that he wasn't really able to capitalize enough on the great defensive plays that he made. But without the great defensive play that he makes, there is no opportunity for the offensive play. So, of course, you want to be greedy and get all of it. But I'm still going to give him credit for what he did defensively because he was good defensively. He was really good defense. I was saying about too, he's kind of built like Shea. Same height, same build, same size, even same cornrows when he ain't got the Ben Wallace fro. So I felt like he was pretty equipped to guard him pretty well. I thought he did a pretty good job. But once again, I just like how he played. He played hard. He played hard in this game, and he didn't really hurt you with his turnovers. Early this season, we were saying, man, he had 1 assist and 4 turnovers. Like, bro, what do you like? Bro, he's just dribbling the ball. He's not really looking for. He's trying to play more like how we need him to now. Mm-hmm. So it's still a work in progress. Hopefully, over these next 7 odd games that we have, it looks better. But I thought overall he was a plus. I'm gonna give him a plus for this game. Yeah. Agreed.
And again, it's because even with Eric, we've talked about it. I'm like, I don't understand the. You guys have seen me turn on LeVert once, and it happened to be the time that Deuce didn't turn on him.
Right, that was crazy. That was odd, bro.
He gave him he tried me turn on him once in the way I can turn on a player in my best of my ability. But from Eric's point of view, from your point of view, my point of view, it's like you're the vet that's here to make things better and easier on the team. And when it mattered most, he stepped up. And of course, you want to see him have a great game throughout. Mm-hmm. But we got to give him the recognition to when it mattered most. To get us to the overtime.
Yeah.
Those 3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly. That's
mattered.
True. That's true.
That's when it mattered most. So I'm going to give him credit for that. I'm going to
give it to Herder.
Yep.
In the clutch. We got to give it to Karras in the clutch.
Exactly.
It may not look as glamorous, like we always say. It may not look as fluid, like we always say. But if he gets the job done,
here's the
really
thing:
complain.
If Karras came to us at deadline instead of at the beginning of the season, I think we'd be impressed by his play.
Okay. I think that's part of it too. Is that he's been here the whole year, and it's just kind of been a slow grind.
Yes.
In the beginning, he wasn't really available. He was, and
it's all valid. It's all valid to hold these against him, but like when we're. This is the Pistons chat. We're going to support our players. So it's like when we're going towards, finishing the season, it's kind of when he's playing his best ball. I'm going to root him on. I'm going to uplift him.
Yeah.
I'm going to
give him credit. I'm going to give him credit.
Mm-hmm.
Devon says, in all fairness to LeVert, though, he might not be good on court, but he might be better as a locker room guy. Don't hate him. Just want him to get better. Yeah, he wasn't like, I do think he's a good vet too. He's a low, like not a bunch of baggage. He's not coming in. He's not, the vibes are still good. All that stuff. It's important. But the on-court stuff too. I'm not just gonna limit it to just locker room guy. Like I think you're right, Devon. But on the court too, man, he's not a star. Like the expectation I think it was a little bit higher for him coming in. I think that's part of it too, which is why your point is valid about if he came with the deadline and he was given assists, we'd probably be happy. So I think that's fair. Keeping it within context and perspective. All in all, I wasn't mad at Karis LeVert in this game. I thought he played pretty good.
Truly. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's keep pushing, man. Boss, let's go to Chaz Lanier in this game, guys. Chaz Lanier finished with, he didn't score again. Come on, Chaz. 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, and some cardio in 13 minutes. Not a good one for Chaz Lanier in this game. He hit a shot last game. I thought it was going to get him going, but he's still not out of his funk yet, boss. What did you see tonight from Chaz Lanier?
I'm only disappointed because I wanted this to be his game. This is when he had the most opportune time to get the minutes that he did. And he only ended it with 13 because of his lack of production, but he could have been closer to 18, 20. If he hit some shots. Yeah. However, I did watch him on certain possessions. And this is something I mentioned last time, is he reminded me of Duncan early in the season, where Duncan just kind of hung out at the 3-point line where he was comfortable.
Yeah.
Didn't want to get in the way. Didn't want to interrupt anything. That's kind of what Chaz did tonight. Like, but you can't fault him for that. Like, he hasn't played with us. He doesn't know. He wants to not be detrimental to the team, and he wants to go where he's comfortable. Fine.
Yeah.
But the off-ball movement wasn't there. He had a couple near, offensive rebounds. Like he was definitely out there trying, but it didn't produce anything. And to play 13 minutes and just have zeros across the board is not good. Yep. We faulted him the other day. He played 6 or 8 minutes and had zeros across the board. It's like, well, you can't judge, but in 13 minutes, you gotta do something. You gotta do something.
Yeah, I didn't really feel any impact at all on either side.
And again, I thought this would be his opportunity. Yeah. He had 4 shots. At least he had a shot attempt. The other night, we were talking about Sass having no points, but he had no attempts.
Right.
And here, Chaz,
but he was facilitating. He was doing other things, and that's what you're saying tonight. It just, wasn't really impactful.
And I'm not going to be as harsh on him as I am the other players, because he's our rookie. Yeah. He's played with the G League most of the season, but this was his time to this. I was excited for him. I wanted to see a Chaz game. We were all excited. We had the poll. We had the poll in the live, and you asked, who do you want to see have the most minutes? And people were like, Chaz. Because we're excited for Chaz. We've seen what he can do in the G League. We're excited for him. So just a bummer.
Yeah.
If he had hit 2 of those threes, who cares about the free throws? We'd be up.
Yeah. And there's so many different guys you can just say, what if they did this or that?
The what if, should have, could have, they don't work because it's like going back in time. You got to learn from back to the future. You got to learn from that one event. Changing one event changes the course of everything.
Changes the course, yeah.
So, you can't say, well, if we had
Rest in peace to Doc, by the way.
Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. But, it changes the entire course. So, if you guys start hitting threes, who knows who would have stepped up on OKC's end to shoot some more threes? Who knows? But would have been nice to just see it, just for him as well, with the opportunity on national TV. Still don't. It doesn't make me think less of him as a player. No, doesn't make me want to see him less. Just makes me a little bummed out that he didn't get at least one of those 4 to drop.
Yeah, I agree. That's all I got. Yeah. Did I get to this super chat or not yet, boss? Did I throw this one yet from Mark?
I'm not sure.
I missed it. My bad, Mark. Mark, appreciate you, bro. Mark says this team is galvanized with a sensational performance, steady and strong. Thanks for the pod, guys. Appreciate you, Mark, for sure, man. Appreciate you showing up, man. This late at night, this early in the morning. We appreciate you for sure, man.
Mark's the best.
Mark is a good dude.
I've communicated with Mark outside of this chat as well. Huge Pistons fan. Also just somebody, he's from Australia, I want to say. So it's just another big fan for the Pistons showing up and showing out always.
Huge fan, bro.
Yes, huge fan.
Nothing like a good Pistons fan, man.
Anywhere in the world, and to be here again, to show up and show out. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
100%, man. Guys, let's go now to Ron Holland. Ronnie Hustle, Lil Ron in this game, guys, finished with only 4 points on 2 for 7 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and 3 steals for Ron in 24 minutes, boss. What did you see tonight from Lil Ron, Dog Pound Jr. in this game?
Ron, first of all, fouled
Talk
out.
about it.
Fine. But amazing defense on SGA at sometimes.
Yeah.
He fouled out later in the game. He ended up with 6 fouls. He must have fouled out close to the end because I didn't see his like walk of shame or anything. But he played SGA so well so early, and I thought that he was going to be someone that was targeted. I didn't see a good whistle for him against SGA, and he managed to get steals. He had 3 steals in this game, and I want to say 2 of them at least were on SGA. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to see he got some good looks late again. He had the threes I don't mind, but he had 1 3 where the rotation should have been different. It was late in the game. It should have been Herder open there. The rotation just should have been different to where, like, if you're going to have someone open behind the perimeter, don't make it Ron.
Right.
We'll put it on him. He just had a 2 for 4 game. He's had multiple 2 for 4 games. Like, he can produce.
Yep.
But even though Herder is up and down with his 3-point shooting right now, like, I trust him more with the 3-point ball than I do Ron. So, but that's not Ron's fault. That was just the rotation, how it worked out. He was wide open. You take the wide open shot. You do that late in the game. Yeah,
exactly. You have to.
So you can't. I'm not mad at him for that. I'm just more mad at, like, someone else should have been wide open. But again, Ron, you put in mostly for his defense, and he proved it tonight with his defense on SGA and showing it in the box score with 3 steals. The box score doesn't reflect as much as the defense that he also played. It was exactly wrap right here. His impact was way bigger than his stat line. Absolutely.
Exactly.
You do want to see him if he's shooting 2 for 7. Like, you do want to see. I mean, even 3 for 7 would put that closer to 40%. Like, you want to see him at least get one more of those in. But he played very good. He played scrappy. He played aggressive. He played his game. Just like we've said, we can't sit here and be like, we want the Pistons to at least play their game, and then it won't be an ugly loss, and then get mad at a guy for playing his game. Like, no. He played his game. He came out the way that Ronnie Hustle always comes out. So I'm not mad at him. Looking at this, like, it's not the prettiest, but like 3 steals makes up for it all.
Yeah.
Sorry. 3 steals makes up for it all.
I agree. By the way, guys, I'm tweaking. It's late. Christopher Lloyd is still alive and well. My bad about that. I don't know what I was thinking about. It's late. Y'all, excuse me. It's 2:40 in the morning. I don't know what I'm on right now. I ain't gonna take my butt to bed, so I'm calling myself out and calling myself.
I wouldn't know. I would. I
had to call it. I can't. I couldn't just let it slide. I couldn't let it slide. I gotta call. Y'all know I call myself all the time, and it's super late, so I have no problem doing it. But back to what you were saying, boss. I agree, man. The 3 ball wasn't there for him. He only took 2, so I'm not mad. He had 1 in the corner late. That would have been big if he could knock it down. Yeah. And it was online. It was just short. It easily could have fell. So I'm not mad. I always say, Ron, if you're in rhythm in the corner, I know boss likes, making sure that's Monday through Friday so the bank is open, shooting from the top of the key if it's there.
No, he had 0 for 2. He had 1 in the corner that was way long.
In the first half. In the second half, it was right on line.
Corner, though. It was the corner.
It was a corner because it bounced off. I remember vividly. It was from the corner. And it bounced off. Trust me. We can
I
check
think
later.
it was in between corner and midcourt. I think it was like right here.
It was in the corner. I promise you it was in the corner. I remember. I'm so mad about that shot. We'll look. Speaking of call myself out, if it was in a different spot, I'll call myself out again.
But I'm pretty sure
almost 3 in the morning. So we'll check.
Sure it was like. Yeah,
I can see the play in my head right now.
And he's like right here. Okay, you're probably right, but I
either way,
like, yeah.
Either way, it was a good shot. It just didn't fall. But like Rap said, you can't. This was a box score deceiving game for Ron Allen. The impact that he had. You mentioned the steals he had on SJ. How about the offensive fouls that he drew? That doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He had 2 offensive fouls in this game.
True.
That were huge, and it's got to be tough for a guy like SGA, even with the help of the official, to have to go from Asar to Ron to Javonte Green. That's a Trajan Langdon special. That's exactly what he wants as far as rangy, long, defensive guys who can guard 1 through 3, 1 through 4. So I love the combination of having those wings. And Ron was incredible on defense. He got called for some ticky-tack fouls, which was ridiculous. Like you mentioned earlier, the Lou Dort call. How does a guy who weighs 40 more pounds than you just fall over when you bump him? Like, come on, bro, what are we doing?
But that was a SAR.
But that was a SAR, right? That was a SAR. But Ron had a couple like that too. We were just like, bro, what in the world is going on? It was just crazy.
I think it was like Chet or someone.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yes. Like, come on, bro. Like, some of these calls were ridiculous. Like, I saw Ron actually say to Scott Foster, he said, Scott, what are we doing? Scott, what are we doing, bro?
that was, I think that, it was either a SAR on Lou or like Ron on Chet that JB took the timeout, and people in our live chat were like, did JB take the timeout just to
chew the ref out? Yes. Yeah. That was the SAR on Lou Dort one, I believe.
Which also, by the way, the comments are agreeing with you. So I misremembered.
The corner. Okay. Either way. It was a good shot. It just didn't fall. And now I'm okay with those, boss. I'm okay with if it's a swing and you're open, you can't.
If you're wide open,
yeah, you have to. You've been working on it for a reason.
Just like if like because Herder was right there too. Like if they had just switched,
I know what you mean.
It would have made a little bit more sense to me in that
moment. Exactly, 100%. So I agree. Offensively, he was okay. You know, it was a few times, and Eric was talking about this too. Is like I want to see him kind of get a little bit deeper in his bag as far because we know he's a guy who likes to get downhill, but sometimes trying to only get downhill kind of can get him in trouble because he's drawing offensive fouls and, kind of gets a little bit tunnel vision. So I do want to see him this offseason work on just his vision a little bit. He actually was pretty good earlier this season with the ball in his hands, just finding guys for shots and things like that. But tonight he was a little tunnel vision. He had a nice Euro to the rim. He had a couple Euros to the rim in each half for a nice finish. So you see the flashes of what he can do with his finishing. He's shown that pretty much as he's been here. He's a good finisher.
Yeah.
It's just adding some versatility to your bag so you're not predictable offensively when you're getting downhill. Just put your foot in the ground and turn around for a little midi jumper, right? Just mix it up a little bit. So that's the only thing with him. But aside from his offense, just like Asar, defensively, man, that was the biggest thing. When you're guarding the MVP of the league, you got to lead with defense. And I thought Asar and Ron were both great on him defensively. Despite how many points he scored, despite the free throws, despite all that, they still did a good job and made him work. It made him work.
Yeah, and I do want to say, I think the hardest thing with Ron right now is that he started off slow. People were commenting sophomore slump. Peaked 30 games in a row.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of like he's finding that rhythm again. He's not getting the whistle, the correct whistle, all those things.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason why it's still a little bit tougher to see him,
That's true.
Shoot those, because you're just like, we just want you to go back to what you were doing. But the slump, I feel the slumps that he has are short-lived. So if he's slumping right now, it's not the playoffs. Right. So I'm okay with it. Also, Devon, I see your comment. He asked about what's the video about Scott Foster you were talking about. Guys, there's this podcast called Whistleblower. It's about the ref scandal back in their 2000s. It's very good. It makes you think. I will say, from Tim Donaghy. He's in there. He's it gives a good perspective from his view and other views. I'll try to find the link. I'll send it to you guys. While we talk about this next one, because it is just, for me, it doesn't ruin my love for the game, but it also shows how the game is a business. And it goes into detail a little bit about some of the relations and some of the things, like I mentioned Scott Foster being tied to it pretty heavily, and just little tidbits that make you kind of be like, it doesn't make me lose my love for the NBA and the game and its individual players, which it can maybe for some people, but it does show how this is still a money generating thing that's important for our economy.
It's good for awareness. It's just good for awareness.
Yes. So I'll send it to Devon. I'll find it and I'll send it to you because it's interesting. The first episode does include a media interview from Rasheed Wallace, which is always fun. So,
Oh man. So we'll share that with you guys next episode for sure. Boss, let's go to our last guy so we can get some sleep. but let's not overlook this either. Tolu Smith, guys, in this game.
Ooh.
Tolu Smith, 4 points tonight, guys, on 1 of 3 shooting, 2 of 4 from the line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover in the block in 19 minutes. And his impact was so much bigger than that, boss. Take off on what you saw from Tolu Smith in this game, boss.
I was so excited to see him out there. Again, kind of a slow start, a little bit of shaky start. He didn't get some rebounds. He didn't finish some baskets early. A little bit shaky hands. But the second half adjustment, which is what I want to see from him, was huge. Man, I loved it. 4.7 rebounds. Second most in the game. Tied with Asar Thompson behind Paul Reed.
Wow.
I want to see that. Most by far off the bench.
Facts.
3 assists.
Yes. Tolu. Yep.
Tolu. What are you doing out there? What are you doing out there? That's more than Karis LeVert. That's more than Karis LeVert.
Oh, man.
He had a block, which is huge.
Ooh, man, blocked a lob, too. It wasn't an easy block. It was a lob he came and got.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to say he was 4 points, but on 1 of 3. Not like it was, 1 of 7 or anything. Made 2 of 4 free throws. He could have done a little bit better at the line. He missed 2 in a row early. Made up for it in the second. Guys, this was the first substantial minutes for him on this team. So I'm not going to get mad at him for having – these guys are human. I don't care. I don't care if you can justify it in your head like, well, they should be ready. Some guys pop off immediately and then slump. There's been nobody that's been perfect throughout their career. Like, for the substantial minutes that he got, he did just fine. Only 2 fouls. The rebounds, that's what the 19 minutes and 7 rebounds. That's all we needed. They had huge offensive rebounds late in the game to help us get to overtime. Again, just in crucial minutes. The rebound split was beautiful. 4 offensive, 3 defensive. Love that. I can't be mad at what Tolu did at all. So he had rebounds on a block, which is exactly what I expect him to do in an NBA game. I expect him also to score more in an NBA game, but I'm not going to hold him back. I'm not going to fault him for not scoring more against the reigning champs.
Yeah.
In his first substantial minutes in an NBA game.
Yes.
That's where I'm at with Tolu. Very proud of him. Very proud of him for what he did today.
We talk about Danis and how he's still learning his way. He's played a lot more than a guy like Tolu Smith, though, even with that. So Tolu Smith, Rap 920 says, that's your boy. That is my boy. That's my dog. That's my guy, man. Y'all know for sure. Richard said he was crashing that second half, giving Chet problems, big time on the offensive board. He was the biggest player out there. He was the biggest player out there. And you could see
he had more assists and 2 less rebounds than Chet.
Wow. Yeah, that's and he's our 4th big. I'm proud of Tolu Smith, man.
Yes.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of you, bro. Salute to you, man. You've been putting in a ton of work just to get here. Another story you told me about the lightning flash and how it meant something to you. Yeah, like I'm just so proud of his journey. Like I know his journey a little bit. We've talked about it a little bit offline, online. You guys can check out the video where he actually was on the show. Shout out to Toli for doing that for us. But he's just a good dude, man, who works his tail off and he knows who he is.
Yes.
He knows exactly who he is. He doesn't play outside of his scope. He just does what he does best. He's an anchor in the paint. He's a good rim protector. He can rebound the basketball. He just plays hard. He's a good passer for a big man. He's just another good player. Another good player to have on your team. He missed you could see early he was a little bit jumpy, where he was just trying to make sure he was making an impact because he hadn't played a lot. He missed some easy shots at the rim that he normally makes. He was kind of bobbling the ball a little bit, just moving a little bit too fast. Had to just slow it down a little bit and and just settle in. And he did. The way he was rebounding, boss, the free throws you mentioned, 0 for 2, and then he hit the next 2. I'm cool with that. I want to see him hit at least 3 for 4. I want to see him at 70%. He can do that for sure. He's got touch. But he made one of the plays of the game, and you touched on it. We were down 3. We were down 3. And I think this is what led to whose 3 was it? Was it Herder? Was it was Sass. We had 3 shots. We missed the first 2. Javante took a 3. He missed it. Offensive rebound. Tolu Smith skies over everybody, grabs it, fights over it, gets it back to Javante. Javante launches again from like 35 feet. And I'm like, whoa. And that clanks as well. Tolu again goes up and grabs another offensive rebound. Finds Sass for one of his 3 assists for a 3 ball. That effort right there was incredible. That's Tolu Smith, though. That's what I've seen him do since he's been here. And I'm just glad that he's getting a chance on the big stage to get an opportunity. He's always, I'm keeping my head down, but he said, this year, I'm at everybody's neck, man. I'm at everybody's neck. So he's coming. He's coming. But once again, he's still learning. Once again, this is his first season of getting real minutes, real meaningful minutes. This is his first time playing against the champs, right? Once again, the best team in the league. So once again, he showed out well. He was definitely impactful.
He played against Chet. Like, he wasn't playing against their fourth big.
Right.
He's playing against Chet Holmgren.
Yep.
Like, and again, like you said, a little bit shaky in the first half, as was a lot of guys on our team. Just for some reason, we're just a little bit off. We made the adjustment in the second half, he just powered through, and he's a board magnet. We've seen him get boards in much more limited time. So for him to still deliver 7 boards against a team, like it meant that he worked for them. Nothing was easy for him on the court tonight. Nothing was easy for him on the court tonight, and he still produced this stat line. Very proud of him.
Yeah, I agree. And Frank, you're right. It was Jenkins that hit the 3 to put us up 7 to give us our biggest lead.
Those guys have continuity from the G League.
Exactly. They played together with the crews. And you can always see Tink whenever they're on the court together, he's trying to feed his big man. He's trying to let him eat.
I'm just posting real quick. I'm going to post the Whistleblower Pod. It's their website, and then it tells you where you can listen to their podcast, just so you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, I was proud. I was proud of Tolu, man. I was really proud to see him get an opportunity and take advantage of it. What's up?
It won't let me send it. That's okay.
It's okay. Well, I'll put it in the link. I'll put a link in the description, guys. You guys can check that out for sure.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's just a good listen. It's just a good listen overall. Especially just hear how David Stern ran things. It's very interesting. It's fun.
Yep. That's all we got, guys. We are going to end it there right before 3:00. It's still 75 on y'all here, which is crazy. But yeah, so listen, guys, quickly. The Pistons have a back-to-back tomorrow night when they take on the Toronto Raptors. They come back home for that one. So they'll probably get in a flight tonight and get back in late this morning, early tomorrow morning. So, guys, the last time these two teams squared off, the Raptors came away with a dub, but the Raptors were fully healthy while the Pistons were not. So, like Boss was saying to me before, the Raptors kind of showed their hand. But, Boss, quickly, what are your thoughts on this matchup against the Raptors on Monday night?
I hope that we have some of our team back, because my theory was that we sat some guys tonight because, again, this just matters more. This is a conference game. It's a team that can make it to that we could be a potential second round matchup. And even Eric Vincent, we were talking about kind of like, what seeds in the live show, we were talking about what seeds are the bigger frauds in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And he thought that the Wolves were bigger frauds than the Raptors. The Wolves in the West are bigger frauds than the Raptors because they are playing good defense. They do have good shooters on that team. They're pretty connected right now. They did show us their entire full hand last game when we had some injuries. And we will still have some injuries this game, but I don't think it's going to be as drastic. We might sit a couple. Obviously, we won't have Cater Stu. I can see us sitting a couple other guys out, but I think we'll have a couple guys back that weren't on the roster tonight.
Right.
It's a big game. I do want to say the Celtics also lost tonight. We're still up 4.
Yep.
We're still up 4 in the East.
Magic numbers 3, I believe.
This is the last. What you see on the screen is the remaining games of the regular season.
That's it.
Yeah. That's nuts.
That's
How?
Yeah.
How did we get here? I remember wishing for the start of the season, and now we're at the end. But
man,
so we just got. I think it's still three wins we need to secure
magic number. I think 3. Yep.
I feel good about this one. I think we approach it. Look, all I've ever wanted for the ask of the team is to bounce back against certain matchups.
Yep.
There have only been a couple teams that have swept us this season. None in the East, none in like a 4-0 series, which is a true sweep. And when you have to face, teams 4 times. We've been swept by 2 West teams, the Spurs and the Clippers. 2-0.
Yes.
So, okay, congrats on 2 wins, but like nothing in the East. So I think we got this one. I truly do. I think we got this one. I think we approach it in a way we've learned them. We understand their entire lineup. I just got to see the Raptors versus Denver, which was super fun. For me, it's shutting down Pirtle. He outplayed our bigs, and he deserves the respect. I just don't think that we gave him that respect the first time. So for me, it's just outperforming Pirtle in the paint. But yeah, like I said, I do think we got this one. And it's just one step closer to locking in that number 1 seed. And Raptors, I mean, again, it'll be our first. Even if we do rest a lot of guys again, like we did tonight, I still think we come out with it, especially the way we performed tonight.
Yeah.
I still think we come out with the win. And that, again, just kind of shows me that, we're showing the East that we're not going to be easy at all.
Never it is. Never is, guys. So we will see. I think Boss put that well. Nothing to add there. Before we call it a night, guys, I'm seeing a lot of comments about Jaden Ivey. I'm sure you guys know by now that he was waived by the Chicago Bulls for some things that he said. So until more information comes out, we're not going to go into depth about this, guys. Just out of respect for his family, for him, and for everybody else who was affected by this. But we did see the news. We saw some of the clips that preceded it. We saw some of the things that were said. As you guys know, personally, I and Boss, I've been a big supporter, of Jaden as a player, as a person, both on and off this team. I had a chance to get to know him a little bit while he was here. I'm good friends with his father, know his father very well. It's a friend of mine. I think the situation that he's in is unfortunate. I feel for him. I feel for his family. I can't say that I agree with the sentiment that he shared, or more importantly, the way that he approached it and shared it. Regardless of his personal convictions, how he feels, I think there's still a level of consideration that was clearly missing. And I think that's what had a lot of people upset. So that's all I have to say about that right now, guys. Until we get more information, until the dust settles, I'm not going to speak out of term. Boss is not going to speak out of term, but we are aware of it, and we just pray that everything works out well and best for him with whatever journey he is on, and that, everything works out for the best for everybody involved. But we did see it. We acknowledged it, and we're just going to try to move on from it, and we hope that he can do the same. I hope he can move forward in a better direction from here, hopefully with the support of his family, his friends, and I hope that he finds peace wherever that is that he lands. So this platform that we built here, guys, is a safe space, and we're going to keep it that way until we get more information and we'll talk about it potentially in the future.
Yeah. And I have, very little to add to that. I think that was very well put. It's tough what's going on right now. It's all a lot in a short period of time, which again is why we're giving it some time to settle before any further comments are made. But me personally, I just want to let you guys know, because some of the things discussed, whether it was from him or reactions to him, can be triggering. And I just want everyone to know that no matter how you feel, what you think, who you love, who you worship, I have love in my heart for you, and you're not wrong for feeling that way. Yeah. So that's all I can say on it. And I just, I hope that the best outcome that could come from this happens. Otherwise, it's something that we will, address at a later date. But going forward, we're definitely going to focus on the roster and the team that we have now, because these guys deserve it. And I don't want it to be diminished in any way by some things. But no matter how you feel about the situation, I'm holding space for everybody's right to believe in what they believe, but also feel how they feel and love how they love and be who they are.
Right.
That's how I feel about it overall.
Well said. So that's all we got, guys. We're not going to elaborate too much on tonight. It's already about 3. It's 3:00 on the nose right now, guys.
Wow.
So we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. It's still crazy. So many guys are here. We appreciate you guys for sure, man. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Listen, man, it's 3:00, so let's go to bed. We appreciate you guys for showing up, showing out tonight as you guys always do. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. And we hope you guys have a great morning. Hope you guys get at least a little bit of rest. We're gonna try to do the same thing here. But yeah, get some sleep if you can. Once again, we appreciate you guys for being here this late in the morning, this early in the morning. But we will see you guys tomorrow night. All right. So get some sleep, and y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace. Love.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I hear you're ashamed. Talking that shop, you must run this way. Tryna tell ya, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, Tryna tell ya, if the dog palm, mess around, find out, For some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're real for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that.